Welcome, I'm Kara Troglin. In this video, we are releasing the body. We're releasing, holding any tension and stress. It's about coming into these conscious pauses, learning to slow down and briefly check in with the body, not just when we come to a yoga mat, but all the time in our everyday life. Integrating these conscious pauses can make a big difference in our mood and our energy levels. So in this little short practice, we'll start on the floor, we'll do some gentle movement, and then slowly make our way upright to a comfortable seat. You might like to have a blanket or something like a bolster or a pillow. Maybe even you have 2 blocks or you use any other objects that you have at home that can support your practice. We'll start on the back. If you do have a bolster, you might place it so that it comes underneath the backs of your knees, and maybe your blanket is here to also support the back of your head. We'll first check in with the physical body. You can support the backs of the knees. You also might choose to take your feet so that they're flat onto the floor with the knees bent, whichever feels the most appropriate for you. As we move in this practice, it's really important that you check in with yourself. If something doesn't feel good or it's not sitting well in your body, you can make sure to check in with that and go ahead and come out of any pose at any time. Once you come onto the back, allow your arms to be by the sides, perhaps the palms face upright. Take this first moment to check in. Take a cleansing breath into the nose. Exhale out the mouth. One more time, breathing in. Exhale, release. Allow your breathing to return to its natural rhythm. And begin to sense into the body. Observe the back of the body where it makes contact with the floor. Notice your feet where they meet the floor, legs where they meet the bolster or the floor. The pelvis meets the floor. Hands meet the floor. Arms meet the floor. Shoulders meet the floor. Back of head meets the floor. Observe the whole back of the body where it meets the floor. And begin to notice the expression on the face, allowing the jaw to soften, unclenched teeth, the space around the eyes relaxed. Notice the heart and the belly, the rise and fall of your navel, the rise and fall of the navel with the tide of your breath. Your whole body resting here, quietly breathing. And as you notice the breath, observe it wherever it lands, not trying to change or alter it in any way. Slowly breathing in, breathing out. When you're ready, you'll let the breath expand, noticing the rise and fall of the navel. And taking one more conscious breath like this. The breath expanding in pelvis and belly, rising all the way up into your chest and the heart. Exhale, observing the way the navel draws back in towards the spine. If the eyes are closed, start to open them up, wake up the body, maybe making little movements with your hands or the head rocks side to side. Slowly draw the knees up towards the chest. Maybe wrap your arms around the knees, rock gently side to side. And bring the knees back at the center. Notice how your breath changes here. Always integrating these conscious pauses. Extend your left leg down the mat, maybe supported on your bolster. Keep your right leg hugging in. Roll the ankle, move the toes. And going the other direction. Perhaps you start to open up the knee to the side. Bring the knee back upright. And then extend this leg towards the ceiling. Maybe you support the back of your thigh with your hands. And start to point and flex the foot. Extend through the foot, flexing it, and slowly with an exhale, you'll lower this leg all the way down to the floor. As it reaches the mat, release your muscles and let the arms come by the sides. Inhale, inviting lightness, spaciousness, and exhale, release. Observing the difference between the right leg and your left leg. Slowly invite movement back in. Keep your heels on the floor and point and flex the foot. You may feel that your whole body is chugging up and down the mat. You can always move your bolster to the side. And when you're ready, draw the left knee in towards your chest. Gently hugging it. Maybe the hands wrap around your knee and you roll at your ankles, move your toes. Go the other direction. Perhaps you explore by opening up the knee to the side. This right hand, it can be anywhere you like. It might pull the right hip bone down. You can also open out wide. Breathing in and out of the nose here. Filling the body with lightness. And slowly draw the knee back into the center. Extend the leg towards your ceiling. You can support the back of your leg with your hands. Point and flex the foot. Observing these sensations in the leg, your hamstring, the shin, your feet. Gratitude for your beautiful feet that take you from place to place. When you're ready, push through the sole of your foot and slowly, with control as you exhale, lower your leg to the floor. When it reaches the floor, release all the muscles. The whole body supported, relaxed. Notice the sensation in the left leg, in the right leg, the belly breathing. Keep the heels on the floor. Start to invite movement back into the body, pointing and flexing the feet. And when ready, pull both of the knees up to the chest. And perhaps you rock side to side. Take your hands onto the knees. And you'll start to push the knees away from you, over to one side, back towards the body, over to the other side. Knee circles. You might notice how this feels on your low back, your sacrum, the tailbone. Go the other direction. Bringing the knees back in. And start to roll onto your side. We'll sit up briefly for just a little bit. As you come upright, find a comfortable seat. It can be on your pillow, your blanket, to lift up your pelvis. Perhaps the knees are bent with the feet in front, but you can always take one leg out to the side or both legs out to the side. You do this, you can also support the back of your leg with a block or a pillow. As you come up right into your comfortable seat, we're going to move our spine. Palms will be at the heart. Inhale, lower the arms down, reaching up. Exhale, palms back at the heart. 2 more with the rhythm of your breath. Inhale, creating lightness and ease. And your exhale, release down to heart. Last one. Breathing in, breathing out. Palms will come down to your legs. And moving through a cat-cow. As you inhale, lift up your chin. You'll lift your tailbone slightly up. And exhale, begin to round your spine. Tuck your chin in, draw the navel in. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, rounding. Moving with the tide of your own breath. One more, breathing in, breathing out. With your next inhale, extend through the crown of the head. Take your left hand to the side. You can also support the hand on a block or on the tips of your fingers. With your right arm, reach up, breathing in. And exhale, reaching over towards the side. You might pull your shoulder back, open up your heart, the palm back to your head. A beautiful tide of breath fills the front and the side of your body. Okay, inhale, rise up. And we'll switch sides. This time we'll go to the other side. So the right arm by the side, lift the left arm, reaching up and over. Maybe the hand comes to the back of your head, a beautiful tide of breath. Inhale, begin to rise up. Right hand comes to the left knee. The left hand will come behind you. Avoid dumping all your weight into that back hand. Instead, lengthen your spine. Lift up with the back of your head. Draw the chin in. Breathe in. Exhale, twist. Maybe look over your back shoulder. release. Switch sides, this time the opposite hand to the right leg. Breathe in, extend, and exhale, twist. And release, back to the center. Okay, from here, we'll roll forward and come onto the hands and the knees. You might have, if you do have a bolster, you could take it to the front of your mat. Find your tabletop pose, an option also to have a blanket underneath your knees. Once you find your tabletop pose, your knees are about hip-width distance apart. If you have any wrist sensitivities, you can take your hands into fists. You could also take blocks underneath the hands for support. Spread the fingers wide. With your next inhale, lift up your tailbone, lift your chin, find your cow. Exhale, begin to round your back, tuck your chin in. Inhale, moving into your cow. Continue to move this way with the rhythm of your own breath. And the next time you exhale, send your hips back towards your heels. Find a child's pose. A conscious pause. Release into this pose. Let your heart sink down towards the floor. You may have your bolster in front or a block so that your head is supported. Allow the support of the earth to hold you here. The whole body breathing. The back of the body filling with breath. The back of your heart. The ribs. One more conscious breath in and out of the nose. Slowly, from child's pose, you'll slide forward onto your stomach. Finding Sphinx pose. With Sphinx pose, your forearms can be on the floor. The legs might be separated. You could also bend at your knees, whichever feels the best for your body. If you do have a bolster and you'd like to make this a little bit more of a restorative pose, you could take your bolster underneath the rib cage. Maybe even support your head in the hands. Do what feels most appropriate. When you find the shape, breathe into it. The breath expanding and releasing. One more breath here. When you're ready to come out of this shape, if you have a prop underneath you, let it go and release it. And then go ahead and lie all the way down onto your stomach. Find the pose crocodile. The forearms can be stacked on top of each other with your head resting. Maybe you let the arms come by your sides and you turn your head to one side. Whichever you find, allow yourself to fully be supported. Let gravity hold you here. Quietly breathing. The pelvis pressing down. Your breath, the heart, a conscious pause of rest. Release the holding. If your head's turned to one side, guide it the other direction. And return back into this pause, this moment of release. If you'd like to, you could bend at the knees, take the feet upright, and then windshield wiper them side to side or roll your ankles. And let the feet return back down to the floor. Slowly roll onto your back. As you come onto the back, maybe you support your head with your blanket. Finding your bridge pose. The feet can be on the floor, the back of the body can be on the floor. Reconnecting here with your breath. Begin to draw the knees into your chest. Maybe rock side to side. Slowly with your exhale, lower the knees to the right side. They might come all the way down to the floor. They can be supported on a block or your blanket. A gentle reclined twist. Release effort. Perhaps your exhale lengthens, becomes a little longer than your inhale. When you're ready, with your next inhale, guide the knees upright. Exhale, they'll fall over to the left side, maybe supported on top of a block, blanket, or bolster. And release the bones, release your joints. With your next inhale, guide the knees back up. Pull them into the chest one more time. And we'll end this session by extending the legs down the mat. Maybe you'd like to have your bolster underneath the backs of your knees. We'll be here for a few moments. Allow yourself to embody this experience of rest. Embody the wisdom of release, of slowing down. No need to control or change anything here. Observe the backs of your heels where they meet the floor. The pelvis meets the floor. arms meet the floor, shoulders meet the floor, back of head meets the floor, and your whole body meets the floor. You might close the eyes down. If you want to come out of this shape at any time, you can roll onto your side. Breathing in, breathing out. Slowly come back into the room. Notice the sounds that you hear around you. Your body lying on the floor, the space that you take up, and the tide of your breath. As you start to wake up the body, the breath deepens, small, gentle movement comes back in. When you're ready, you can roll onto your side, press into the hands, make your way upright. And pause briefly, palms at the heart, drawing the head in and honoring release, honoring conscious pause, and slowing down, inviting fresh, new opportunity. Thank you so much for practicing with me.